Sebentar. Hai, welcome back to Magnesia with me, Miss Widari. Well guys, how are you doing today? Gimana nih kabarnya hari ini? Are you guys doing great? Apakah kalian dalam keadaan yang baik-baik aja? Well, I do hope you all in a good condition today. Well, jadi Miss berharap kalian dalam keadaan yang baik ya hari ini. So, have you prepared your notebook and module? Gimana? Apakah kalian udah nyiapin catatan sama modul kalian buat hari ini? Well, if you haven't, please do. Kalau belum, tolong disiapin dulu, because we're about to start the lesson. Karena bentar lagi kita bakal mulai pelajarannya. Well guys, before we move to our main topic, sebelum kita masuk atau pindah ke topik utama kita hari ini, let's first review our previous meeting. Mari kita review dulu topik kita di pertemuan kemarin. Okay, yesterday we have talked about American and British accent. We have talked about American and British accent. Okay, so accent itu adalah logat atau dialek. So, kemarin kita udah ngomongin perbedaan logat Amerika dan juga logat Inggris. So, there are 6 difference, ada 6 perbedaan nih dari antara dua dialek ini yang cukup jelas. Okay, the first is in the word stress. Perbedaan pertama ada di penekanan suku katanya. Word stress. So, the first, let's take a look here. We have the word adult. Adult. The stress is in the front. Penekanannya ada di awal, di suku kata pertama. Which means it is a British accent. Yang menandakan bahwa dia itu adalah aksen British. Where in American, yang mana di aksen Amerika, the stress for the word adult is in the second syllable. Yang mana penekanan suku kata di kata adult itu ada di suku kata keduanya. Adult. Let's say it with me. Adult. Adult. In British, adult. In American, adult. Adult means dewasa. The next difference, perbedaan yang kedua, is in the words ending in il. Ada di kata yang berakhiran il. For example, the word agile. 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 It means cerdas. In British accent, we pronounce it as agile. Let's try it. Agile. One more time. Agile. While in American accent, sedangkan di aksen Amerika, we pronounce it as agile. 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 Okay, in British, agile. In American accent, agile. 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 Okay, so that's the difference in some words ending in il. Untuk sisanya kalian bisa review lagi lebih banyak dari rumah. Next, the third difference, perbedaan yang ketiga. So, in the A sounds in some words. Perbedaan ketiga ada di pengucapan huruf A di beberapa kata. Well, in England, di England, we usually pronounce the A longer. Kita biasanya mengucapkan bunyi A-nya lebih panjang compared to the American, dibandingkan Amerika. So, let's take a look to the word bath. In British, we say it bath, bath. Let's try it. Bath. While in American, we say it bath. Bath. See, the A is different. Kelihatan kan beda bunyi A-nya? Yang British lebih panjang, yang American shorter. Let's practice again. Bath, 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 bath. Try it with me. Bath, bath. Okay, now we move to the fourth difference. Sekarang kita masuk ke perbedaannya yang keempat. Well, the fourth difference is in the R sound. Adalah di bunyi R-nya. Okay, in British, we don't pronounce the R sounds clearly. Di aksen British, kita nggak mengucapkan bunyi R-nya dengan jelas. But in American accent, we pronounce the R clearly. Tapi di aksen Amerika, kita mengucapkan R-nya dengan sangat jelas. For example, the word hard. Hard means susah. In British, the R is unclear. Bunyi R-nya tidak jelas. So, we pronounce it as hard. Hard. Let's try it. Hard. One more time. Hard. While in American, the R is clear. Sedangkan di aksen Amerika, bunyi R-nya itu jelas. Let's try it together. Hard. 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 Let's try it one more time. Hard. Now let's compare them. Sekarang mari kita bandingkan. In British, hard. In American, hard. 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 So, remember, American has more clear R pronunciation. Aksen Amerika punya bunyi R yang lebih jelas, while British, it's unclear. Sedangkan di British accent, dia enggak jelas. Next, we have the word ization. Ending. Jadi, ada kata-kata yang berakhiran ization. How to pronounce them? Well, so, bunyi yang belakangnya ization, it's kinda different. Dia agak berbeda antara yang British and American. Let's practice. So, let's take a look to the word globalization. In British, we say it globalization. Globalization. Let's try it. Globalization. While in America, we say it globalization. Globalization. In British, globalization. Globalization. In British, globalization. In America, globalization. Oke, di Britishnya ada bunyi W setelah O-nya. Now, let's move to the last difference. Sekarang kita masuk ke perbedaannya yang terakhir. The T sounds, bunyi T, in the middle. Oke, jadi kalau ada huruf T di tengah-tengah, in American, we usually use D. Jadi di aksen Amerika, kita biasanya ganti T-nya dengan D. Where in British, sedangkan di British, we still use the T. Sedangkan di British, kita tetap bunyikan dia sebagai T. For example, the word better. In British, T-nya tetap diucapkan sebagai T. So, it's become better. Sorry, better. Better. Remember, the R sound in British accent is unclear. Bunyi R di aksen British itu nggak jelas. Makanya kita sebutnya better. Bukan better, tapi better. Let's try it. Better. Now, in American accent. Sekarang kita ke aksen Amerika. Remember, T in the middle is replaced by D. Bunyi T di tengah-tengah digantikan sama bunyi D. Better. 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 And the R is also clear. Dan juga bunyi R-nya lebih jelas. Now, let's compare them. Sekarang mari kita bandingkan. Better. 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 Let's try it with me. Better. Better. Okay, so that's the review about our previous topic. Have you decided which accent do you prefer more? Apakah kalian udah memutuskan aksen yang mana yang lebih kalian suka atau yang mau kalian dalami? Well, now let's move to the main topic. Sekarang kita masuk ke topik utama kita hari ini. So, kalau tadi kita udah ngomongin tentang American and British accent, now we're gonna talk about American and British vocabulary. Okay, so what is vocabulary? Apa sih itu vocabulary? Vocabulary is kosakata. So, kosakata dalam American English, bahasa Inggrisnya orang Amerika sama British English, sama bahasa Inggrisnya orang Inggris is kinda different. Ada perbedaannya sedikit. So, let's take a look to the first picture. Mari kita lihat di gambar pertama yang ada di buku kalian dan bisa kalian lihat di sebelahnya, Miss. So, the left yang di kiri itu adalah bendera American. Oke, jadi yang di kiri itu adalah bendera orang Amerika. And on the right, it's British. Itu benderanya orang Inggris. So, kalian bisa lihat. In America, dia ditulisnya center. But in British, dia ditulisnya centre. Gimana sih cara ngucapinnya? Well, cara yang ngucapin itu adalah sama. Center. 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 Center means pusat. But the writing, penulisannya is different. Tapi penulisan antara American and British English, dia beda dikit. Ada yang R-nya duluan, ada yang E-nya duluan. So, the next word, we have the word matter. 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 Let's try it with me. Matter. It means matter. Itu artinya matter. The next word, we have theater. 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 Theater, it means theater. Okay, so you can see there's a difference in writing. Ada perbedaan penulisan ya di sana antara American and British English-nya. The next one we have the word check. Check. So, in American English, dia biasanya lebih short E-nya. While in British, dia E-nya lebih panjang. Check. 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 Let's practice. Check. Check. Check, it means check. Yang bisa diuangkan. Check. Next, we have the word analyze. Analyze. Let's try it with me. Analyze. Analyze means menganalisis. Di American English, we use Z, while in British English, we use S. Jadi kalau menulis analyze, berdasarkan bahasa Inggris Amerika, we use Z. Kita pakai huruf Z. A-N-A-L-Y-Z-A. While in British, sedangkan di bahasa Inggris British, we use S. Kita pakai huruf S. A-N-A-L-Y-S-A. That's the difference. Jadi itu bedanya. Next, we have the word criticize. 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 Let's try it with me. Criticize. Criticize itu artinya mengkritisi. So, in American English, we use the. Di bahasa Inggrisnya orang Amerika, kita pakai huruf Z, sama seperti tadi, analyze. While in British English, we use S. Sedangkan di bahasa Inggrisnya Inggris, kita pakai huruf S. The next one, we have the word color. Color. Let's try it with me. Color. Color. Color means warna. In American English, we write it as color. Jadi di bahasa Inggrisnya Amerika, kita tulisnya C-O-L-O-R. C-O-L-O-R. While in British English, we write it as C-O-L-O-U-R. Sedangkan di bahasa Inggrisnya orang British, kita tulisnya colour. That's the difference. Jadi itu bedanya. Now, let's move to the next word. Sekarang kita pindah ke kata selanjutnya. It is the word favorite. 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 In American English, kata ini punya dua suku kata. Ve and vrit. Let's try it. Favorite. Favorite. One more time. Favorite. While in British English, sedangkan di dalam bahasa Inggrisnya orang Inggris, this word has 3 syllable. Kata ini punya 3 suku kata. Favorite. 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 Let's try it. Favorite. Okay, so that's the difference between the American English favorite and the British English favorite. Oke, selain beda penulisan, beda pengucapan juga ya. Itu dan juga suku katanya beda. Next, we have the word honor. Honor. Let's try it. Honor. In American English, we pronounce it as honor. Jadi di bahasa Inggris Amerika, kita mengucapkannya sebagai honor. Sedangkan di British English, kita bilangnya honor. Honor. Let's try it. Honor. Jadi, R-nya nggak kedengeran. Honor. honor, honor. Oke, dia juga beda penulisan. Oke, in British English we use you here. So, di dalam bahasa Inggris British kita pakai huruf U di kata honor. The next, honor means kehormatan. Honor. The next word we have dialogue. Dialogue. Let's try it. Dialogue. So, pengucapan antara American dialogue and British dialogue itu sama, but penulisannya beda. In American, kita tulisnya dialogue, but in British English, kita tulisnya dialogue. So, dialogue, and also dialogue. The next word, we have catalog. Catalog. Let's try it. Catalog. Oke, jadi dia sama seperti kata tadi, dialogue. In American dan British English, dia punya pronunciation yang sama. Pengucapannya sama. But, the writing, penulisannya is different. Berbeda. In American English, kita tulisnya catalog. But, in British English, kita tulisnya catalogue. Oke. Catalog means katalog atau daftar. Let's pronounce it one more time. Catalog. Okay, the next word we have defense. Defense. Let's try it. Defense. Defense. Okay, defense in American and British English has the same pronunciation, jadi dia punya pengucapan yang sama, but the different writing, tapi penulisannya berbeda. Defense in American English using S, while in British English it use C. Sedangkan di bahasa Inggrisnya Inggris kita pakai C untuk menulis kata defense. Okay, let's pronounce it one more time. Defense. Defense. Defense means pertahanan. The next word we have license. License. Let's pronounce it with me. License. License. License means surat izin. Okay, so license has the same pronunciation both in American and British English. Jadi kata license, cara pengucapannya sama antara American ataupun British Englishnya. But it has different writings, tapi penulisannya beda. In American English, we use S, while in British English, we use C. The next is the word practice. Practice. Let's say it with me. Practice. One more time. Practice. Practice means latihan. Okay, so in American and British English, we pronounce it as practice. But it has different writing. Oke, jadi pengucapan kata practice dalam bahasa Inggris Amerika dan juga bahasa Inggris itu sama. Tapi penulisannya berbeda. In American English, we use S, while in British English, we use C. Well, so that's for the first page. Jadi itu untuk halaman pertama kita. Now let's move to the second page. Let's move to the next picture. Oke, di picture kedua, di gambar kedua, we have the same item, benda yang sama, but the different English. Tapi bahasa Inggrisnya berbeda antara American and British English. Kalau tadi, mereka kan mirip. Hanya beberapa huruf ada yang berbeda. But here, dia completely different. Biarpun bendanya sama, tapi bahasa Inggrisnya antara American dan British itu benar-benar berbeda. Let's practice how to pronounce it. Mari kita latihan gimana cara mengucapkannya. So, the first, in American English, we have eggplant. Eggplant. Let's say it with me. Eggplant. 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 It means terong. But in British English, we don't say eggplant. Tapi di bahasa Inggris, kita nggak mengucapkannya sebagai eggplant. But aubergine. aubergine, 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 aubergine. Let's try it. Aubergine. Okay, so dia juga artinya sama, Terong. Hanya kata aubergine lebih banyak digunakan di Inggris daripada American. Now let's practice again. In American, we have eggplant. Eggplant. In British English, we have aubergine. Aubergine. The next, we have sausage. Sausage. Let's say it with me. Sausage. Sausage means sosis. Di Amerika, kita biasa mengucapkannya sebagai sausage. But in British, sedangkan di British, we pronounce it as bangers. Bangers. Let's try it. Bangers. In American, we have sausage, while in British, we say bangers. Sausage, bangers. Oke, kedua kata ini sama-sama berarti sosis. The next word, we have crackers or cookie. Crackers. Crackers. Let's try it. Crackers or cookie. Cookie. Okay, so we have crackers or cookie. Okay, crackers or cookie itu artinya biskuit. Cookies. We use the word crackers and cookie itu di Amerika, while in British we say it as biscuits. Biscuits. Bukan biscuit, tapi biscuit. Biscuits. Crackers or cookies, biscuits. Let's practice one more time. Crackers or cookies, biscuits. Next word, we have, in American, we have sandwich. Sandwich. Let's say it. Sandwich. In British, we call it body or sarnie. Body or sarnie. One more time. Body or sarnie. Okay. Body or sarnie or sandwich itu artinya roti lapis. Let's practice one more time. In American, sandwich. In British, body or sarnie. The next word we have, in American we call it cotton candy. Cotton candy. Cotton candy. While in British we call it candy floss. Candy floss. Okay, cotton candy or candy floss itu artinya harum manis. Okay, now let's practice it one more time. In American, cotton candy. Cotton candy. In British, we pronounce it as candy floss. Candy floss. The next, we have paprika. In American English, we call it bell peppers. Bell peppers. Bell peppers. While in British, we call it capsicum. Capsicum. Let's say it. Capsicum. Capsicum. In America, we call it bell peppers. In British, we call it capsicum. Bell peppers, capsicum. It means paprika. The next, kita punya kentang goreng. Okay, in American English, we called French fries. French fries. Let's say it. French fries. While in British English, we call it chips. Chips. Okay, jadi kentang goreng di American English itu adalah French fries. In British English, dia adalah chips. The next one, we have cilantro. Cilantro. In American English, we call it cilantro. In British English, we call it coriander. Coriander. Let's try it. In American, cilantro. In British, coriander. Now let's move to the next word. We have American English, zucchini. Zucchini. Bukan zucchini, tapi zucchini. Zucchini. And then in British English, we call it courgette. Courgette. Zucchini, courgette. Zucchini, courgette. Let's practice to say it. In American, zucchini. In British, courgette. The next, we have potato chips. Potato chips. Itu adalah bahasa Inggrisnya keripik kentang. In American, we call it potato chips. While in British English, we call it crisps. 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 Like that. Let's try it one more time. Crisps. Okay. In American English, potato chips. In British English, crisps. Which means keripik kentang. The next we have, in American, light brown sugar. Light brown sugar. Bukan light, tapi light. Light brown sugar. Sugar means gula. Brown, coklat. Light brown sugar. Gula merah. Next, in British English, we call it demerara sugar. Demerara sugar. One more time. Demerara sugar. Let's practice. Demerara sugar. One more time. Demerara sugar. Okay, so in American English, we have light brown sugar, while in British English, we have demerara sugar. It means gula merah. The next one, British English. In American English, we have French toast. French toast. Roti bakar. French toast. While in British English, we call it eggy bread. Eggy bread. Let's practice. In American, French toast. In American English, eggy bread. Sorry, kebalik. In American English, it's French toast. In British English, it's eggy bread. The next word, we have boiler in American and griller in British. Let's practice. In American, boiler. Boiler. In British, we have griller. Griller. Boiler, griller. The next word we have in American, jello. Jello. In British, jelly. Jelly. Jello, jelly. One more time. Jello, jelly. The next word we have popsicle in America. Popsicle. Popsicle. Let's try it. Popsicle. In British, we have lolly. 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 Okay, in American, we have popsicle. In British, we have lolly. It means permen yang ada tangkainya, yang ada katiknya. The next, we have ground meat. Ground meat in American English. Now, in British English, it's minced meat or mince. Minced meat. Minced meat or mince. Okay, in American we have ground meat. In British we have minced meat or mince. In Indonesian itu adalah daging giling. The next word we have biji. Biji in American it's called seeds. Seeds. Seeds means biji, and then in British English we call it pips. Pips. In American it's seeds. In British, pips. Seeds, pips. The next word we have oatmeal. 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 Oatmeal is used in America, and in British we call it porridge. 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 Oatmeal, porridge. Oatmeal, porridge. The next word, in American we call it shrimp. 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 While in British English we call it prawns. Prawns. Shrimp, prawns. Shrimp, prawns. It means udang. The next kita punya babi asap, daging babi asap. Okay, so in American English we call it bacon slice. Bacon slice. Let's say it. Bacon slice. In British English we call it rasher. Rasher. Bacon slice, rasher. It means daging babi asap. The next we have beer. In American English we call it beer with lemonade. Beer with lemonade. One more time. Beer with lemonade. While in British we call it shandy. Shandy. One more time. Shandy. In American English, beer with lemonade. In British English, shandy. The last but not least, we have pig feet. In America, pig feet. Pig means babi, feet means kaki. Pig feet. While in British, we call it torrets. Torrets. Pig feet, torrets. Pig feet, torrets. Pig feet or torrets, it means kaki babi. Let's pronounce it one more time. Pig feet, torrets. Okay, so that's for the second picture. Now let's move to the third picture. Sekarang mari kita masuk ke gambar yang ketiga. Okay, this one is the same as the second picture. Jadi yang ini konsepnya sama dengan gambar kedua tadi. Where this is the same thing, jadi ini benda yang sama, but it is different in British and American. Tapi bahasa Inggrisnya berbeda antara di Inggris dan juga di Amerika. So, untuk tas, in British we call it bag. Bag. While in American we call it purse. Purse. Let's try it. In British, bag. In American, purse. Bag, purse. Next, we have tali atau karet yang biasanya ada di pundak. Biasanya untuk celana biar nggak molor ke bawah. Okay, in England, we call it braces. Braces. Let's say it. Braces. While in American English, we call it suspenders. Suspenders. In British, braces. In American, spenders. Braces, suspenders. The next, we have jas pria. Well, in England, we call it dinner jacket. Dinner jacket. Let's try it. Dinner jacket. While in America, we call it tuxedo. Tuxedo. Okay, one more time. In British, dinner jacket. In American, tuxedo. Now we have celana legging, celana ketat. Okay, in British English, we call it tights. Tights. One more time. Tights. While in American English, we call it pantyhose. Pantyhose. In British, tights. In American, pantyhose. In British, tights. In American, pantyhose. Okay, the next picture is celana panjang. Okay, celana panjang in English, di Inggris, we call it trousers. Trousers. Let's say it. Trousers. In American, we call it pants. Pants. In British, trousers. In American, pants. Trouser, pants. The next, kita punya duster. Okay, duster, in England, we call it night dress. Night dress. Night dress. While in American, we call it night gown. Night gown. Sorry, bukan gown, tapi gown. Night gown. One more time. Night gown. Okay, in British, night dress. In American, nightgown. It means duster. The next, kita punya sepatu karet. Okay, sepatu karet in British English is trainers. Trainers. Let's say it. Trainers. And then, in American English, it's called sneakers. Sneakers. Trainers, sneakers. Trainers, sneakers. The next, kita punya baju tidur. Baju tidur is pajamas. Pajamas. Both in American and British English, it has the same pronunciation. Sama di British English dan juga American English, dia punya pengucapan yang sama. Pajamas, but the writing is different. Tapi penulisannya beda. Di British English, dia pakai Y, while in American English, it's using A. Sedangkan di bahasa Inggris Amerika, dia pakai A. The next, kita punya rompi. Okay, in British English, we call it waistcoat. Waistcoat. Bukan waistcoat, tapi waistcoat. Next, in American, we call it vest. Vest. Waistcoat, vest. Waistcoat, vest. In Indonesian, it means rompi. Next, kita punya kaos dalam. Kaos dalam, kalau di bahasa di Inggris, disebutnya vest. While in American English, dia disebutnya undershirt. Undershirt. Let's pronounce it one more time. In British, vest. In American English, undershirt. Vest, undershirt. It means baju kaos. Kaos dalam. The next, kita punya dressing gown. Dressing gown. In British English, dressing gown. The next, in American English, it's called robe. Robe. In British English, dressing gown. In American English, robe. Okay, dressing gown or robe itu adalah baju yang biasa kalian kenakan sehabis mandi. Okay, the next picture. Kita masuk ke gambar kita yang terakhir. Kita bakal bagi dua. Okay, the first, here we have pause. Pause. In British English. But in American, kita bilangnya mail. Mail. In British, post. In American, mail. Post, mail. It means surat. The next one. Okay, kita punya film. In British English, we call it film. Film. Let's try it. Film. While in American English, we call it movie. Movie. Film. Movie. Film. Movie. The next, we have sampah. Okay, sampah, in British English, we call it rubbish. Rubbish. Let's try it. Rubbish. In American English, we call it garbage. Garbage. Rubbish. Garbage. The next, sepak bola. In British English, we call it football. Football. While in American English, we call it soccer. Soccer. Football, soccer. The next one, we have the word chips in British and fries in American. Oke, jadi ini udah sempat kita bahas tadi ya, kentang goreng. In British English, we call it chips. In American English, we call it fries. The next item is penghapus. Penghapus in British English is rubber. Rubber. While in American English, it's eraser. Eraser. Rubber, eraser. The next, kita punya resleting. Oke, resleting di Inggris disebutnya zip. Zip. In American, it is called, di Amerika disebutnya zipper. Zipper. Zip, zipper. Zip, zipper. The next item is permen. Permen in British English is called sweets. 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 While in American English, it is candy. Candy. Sweets, candy. Sweets, candy. The next, kita punya biscuit. Okay. In British English, it is called biscuit. Biscuit. In American English, we call it cookie. Cookie. Oke, kata yang ini juga udah sempat kita mention tadi di atas. The next, kita punya jagung. Oke. In British English, we call it maize. Maize. Bukan mais, tapi maize. Maize. In American English, we call it corn. Corn. Kayak di popcorn. Corn. Okay, in British English, it's maize. In American English, corn. Maize, corn. Next, we have trainers. In British, trainers. In American, it is sneakers. Sneakers. Trainers, sneakers. Oke, jadi gambar yang ini udah sempat kita bahas tadi di atas juga. The next one, kita punya truk. In British English, we call it lorry. 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 In American English, we have truck. Truck. Lorry, truck. The next, we have tempat mengisi bensin. In British English, we call it petrol. Petrol. Let's say it with me. Petrol. In American English, we call it gasoline. 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 Petrol, gasoline. Bensin atau tempat mengisi bensin. Next, kita punya kompor. Well, in British English, we call it as cooker. Cooker. While in American English, we call it stove. stove. Cooker, stove. Next, kita punya taxi. Oke, di Inggris kita menyebutnya taxi. 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 While in American English, we call it cab. Cab. In British, taxi. In American, cab. Next, we have apartemen. Okay. In British, we call it flat. 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 In American, we call it apartment. Apartment. Let's try it. Apartment. Apartment. Flat. Apartment. Next, kita punya lemari pakaian. Lemari pakaian in British English is called wardrobe. 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 In American English, it's called closet. Closet. In British, wardrobe. In American, closet. Selanjutnya, kita punya dot bayi. In British English, it's called dummy. Dummy. In American English is pacifier. Pacifier. Dummy, pacifier. Next, we have keran. In British English, we call it tap. 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 In American English, we call it faucet. Faucet. Tap, faucet. One more time. Tap, faucet. Next, kita punya keripik. Keripik in British English is crisps. Crisps. And in American English, it is chips. Chips. Crisps. Chips. Crisps. Chips. Okay, now let's move to the next picture. Sekarang kita masuk ke gambar yang kedua. Okay, here we have celana panjang. It is, in British, trousers. Trousers. In American, pants. Trousers, pants. Next, kita punya tas jinjing. Tas jinjing in British English is called handbag. Handbag. One more time. Handbag. But in American English, we call it purse. Purse. Handbag. Purse. Tas jinjing. Next, kita punya pampers. Pampers in British English, di bahasa Inggrisnya orang Inggris disebutnya nappy. Nappy. While in American English, it is called diaper. Diaper. Nappy, diaper. Nappy, diaper. It means pampers. The next kita punya center. Center in Inggris, di Inggris kita sebutnya torch. Torch. While in American English, we call it flashlight. Flashlight. Torch, flashlight. Torch, flashlight. The next, kita punya bill in British English. Bill. Bill. In American English, we call it check. Check. Bill, check. Bill, check. Next, we have pajamas. Pajamas. Oke, kata ini udah kita bahas tadi. Mereka pronunciation-nya sama, but they have different writings. Penulisannya beda antara yang British and American. The next one, yang ini juga kita sudah bahas. Kita punya rompi. In British English, it is waistcoat. Waistcoat. In American English, it is vest. Vest. Waistcoat, vest. Okay, the next is Agar-agar. Agar-agar in British English is jelly. Jelly. In American English, it's jello. Jello. Jelly. Jello. Next, kita punya ahli pipa, tukang pipa. In British English, we call it engineer. Engineer, bukan engineer, tapi engineer. Let's say it, engineer. Now, in American English, it is called plumber. Plumber. Engineer, plumber. The next, kita punya kaleng. Okay, kaleng in British English is called tin. Tin. While in American English, it is can. Can. Tin, can. Next, we have tempat parkir. Okay, tempat parkir di British English is called car park. Bukan park car, tapi car park. Car park. In American English, it is called parking lot. Parking lot. Car park, parking lot. Next, we have toilet. Toilet in British English is toilet. Toilet. While in American English, it's called restroom. Restroom. Toilet, restroom. One more time. Toilet, restroom. Oke, kata selanjutnya juga sudah kita bahas tadi, which is terong. Terong in British English is aubergine. Aubergine. And in American English is eggplant. Eggplant. Next, kita punya sweater. In British English, it's called jumper. Jumper. Let's say it. Jumper. In American English, it is sweater. Sweater. Jumper. Sweater. Jumper. Sweater. The next, kita punya ban. Okay. Ban in English is tire. Tire. Bukan tire atau teyere, tapi tire. Okay, they have the same pronunciation both in American and British accent. Jadi pengucapannya sama antara aksen British ataupun aksen Amerika, but the writing is different. Tapi penulisannya sedikit berbeda. Okay, the next we have HP. In British English, we call it mobile phone. Mobile phone. While in American English, it is called cell phone. Cell phone. Mobile phone, cell phone. Next, kita punya trolley. Trolley. Let's say it. Trolley. In American English, we call it chart. 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 Trolley, chart. Trolley, chart. Trolley or chart means keranjang belanja yang bisa didorong. Next, pesawat. Pesawat in British English is called aeroplane. Aeroplane. Let's say it. Aeroplane. While in American English, it is called airplane. Airplane. Aeroplane. Airplane. Aeroplane. Airplane. Next, kita punya daging babi asap. Okay, daging babi asap in British English is rasher. Rasher. While in American English, it is bacon. Bacon. Rasher. Bacon. Rasher. Bacon. Okay, and the last, kita punya sofa. In British English, we call it sofa, same as Indonesian. Jadi sama seperti di Indonesia, di Inggris kita sebutnya sofa, but in American, we call it couch. Couch. In British English, sofa. In American, couch. Sofa, couch. Sofa, couch. Okay guys, so that's all the vocabulary that we learned today. Jadi itu semua kosakata yang kita pelajari hari ini. And this is also the end of the first book. Dan ini juga menjadi topik terakhir kita di buku pertama kita hari ini. Well, for the new book for March, jadi buku untuk bulan Maretnya bakal Miss kirim di hari Senin. Okay, so thank you so much for you guys for joining this live streaming. Jadi terima kasih banyak buat yang udah join live streamingnya ini. Remember, if you have any questions, please write it down and ask it when you have the offline class. Ketika kalian punya pertanyaan mengenai materi ini, kalian bisa catat dulu dan ditanyakan langsung ketika kalian punya kelas offline nanti. So thank you so much for joining this live streaming, guys. I can't wait to see you next week. Bye!